Hello, welcome back to Everyday Heroes, a mini-series by HeroDevs where we explore the experiences of women in tech whose everyday efforts build bridges for others to follow. I'm your host, Wendy Hurst. The month of March in the United States is Women's History Month, and in this mini-series, we're chatting with some women in tech who share their journey of how they got here and where they want to go. Today, we're talking with Kate Gable. Kate is a senior software engineer whose 25 years in tech reaches across industries like insurance, medical waste, government contracts, e-commerce, customer support centers, and telecommunications data reporting. She joins us from Illinois today. Kate, welcome to our podcast.
Hi, Wendy. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So tell us about yourself, Kate.
My name is Kate. I am a senior software engineer working at HeroDevs. My technology is Angular. I'm an Angular UI developer. Right now, I'm working on a really exciting project, implementing some microservices for one of our clients. Am I allowed to say which client? FINRA?
Yes, you are allowed to say.
Oh, you didn't say yes. I'm sorry.
It was fine. I could have edited it.
Working for one of our clients, implementing microservices, very exciting stuff. We just released, I think, a third version of it, going into just maintenance mode, which is nice. I am a full stack developer coming back from C# backend APIs and kind of slowly transferring all of my efforts into UI implementation. I'm really excited in this area, working in this area right now, because I can become as good at it as possible. So I like when people call me an expert.
Well, you are. So you said you used to do C#. How long did you do C# before you found Angular?
Probably for the first, let me think. I've done it for a long time. I think maybe 15 years. Really long time. I did C#, and I did different technologies related to UI, with C#. We were able to do like MVC stuff. I did that for a while, which is like the front end of the application. And then we kind of slowly started using frameworks. So I did like jQuery, then we did Knockout, and I forget what else was in between there until I actually stumbled upon Angular. And our team was working on AngularJS. And at that point, I was working on another project that I couldn't do AngularJS. And shortly after that, Angular 2 came out. And I'm like, sign me up. I like this stuff. It was really intuitive to me because TypeScript looks a lot like C#. So that's kind of how I got into it. And I had a little break between 2 and 6, I think. In Angular, I worked on a project that was completely in like API backend stuff. And within 2 years, I transferred over out of it because I really wanted to get back to Angular.
Okay. What's a project that you've worked on, or maybe an accomplishment in your career that you're particularly proud of?
I was thinking about this question, to tell you the truth, I can't really pinpoint this one project that like saved lives.
That's okay.
There is this one there is this one project that I worked on automation. It was before Angular, before C#. It was in VB6, and it was for a telecommunication company, and I worked on a bonus application. And it was for people who were doing customer support, and based on their performance, they would get bonuses. And I had to write like a whole algorithm on how to calculate these bonuses. And I remember the admin who gave me feedback, who tested this application, was always telling me like a day before the checks would be cut, how important these checks are for people and how important for these checks to be accurate. And because these were the people who like that was basically the only salary that I would receive, because they were based on performance. And I think that's probably the only one that kind of was so important to me to make sure it's right, that like I remember working like day and night thinking like I just gotta make sure this is right, because there's like I actually felt like there were thousands of people relying on their bills to be paid on this for this program to be correct.
Okay, so I know you said that you weren't saving lives, but like think of the quality of life that you were bringing them. That's a meaningful project.
I think so too. Yeah. Now that I think about it, I think it was the payroll applications. Anytime you work on payroll, those that actually make like a real impact. There was another company I worked with that it was a payroll company. I actually didn't give you as part of one of the lists of the industries.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that.
Sure.
What are some key skills or qualities you feel like are essential to be successful in the tech field?
I think that one of the most important skills are the soft skills. And it's kind of strange to say that, because you do have to be good at algorithms and thinking about solving problems, and all that is important to be a good programmer or IT person. But the real skill comes is when you don't know something and you need to communicate it. And very early on, I learned this skill because obviously I was a new programmer at one point and I didn't know how to do things. And something my very first manager told me is like, what I really like about you is not that you write great programs, but that you ask so many good questions. And he told me, like, just remember that no question is a stupid question. And we learned this in school, but as you go to work for a company and you really want to be like this great programmer, which is understandable. But I think people who are there to mentor you and to help you grow as a developer are going to really appreciate your curiosity and ability to admit that you don't know something and ask a question when you're stuck. Because what's most annoying in a software development process is when nothing gets done and there's this gap of a person doing something but not accomplishing anything. And like at HeroDevs, we have communicated to one another on one of the projects that if something takes you longer than a couple hours, just like reach out and we'll all jump on it and we'll help you figure this out. And I think that's really good to have people like that on your team.
Totally. Was there a time when you worked on a team when you didn't have that and wish that you did?
I don't think I ever had this problem.
That's good.
I don't think so. Yeah, I was always fortunate to have people in my life that were, helpful and able and willing to help me. So I don't think I've had a team. There was times when I was the only person on the team, but when you work in this industry long enough, you end up with people that and you can ask them questions. I think it's good to build rapport with people that you work with and not just sit there in isolation and build relationships for like long term, because you never know. Like one of my managers one time told me, because I gave her 2 weeks notice, I was leaving to another company, and she told me this. She said, "Don't ever burn bridges when you are leaving the company, even if the company did you bad. Like don't burn those bridges." Because the person that you're working with at this company could end up working with in another company, and you're with them there, and so you're not leaving the company, you're leaving the people. And the people that I worked with in my career were always very nice and helpful. So
I like that. You're not leaving the company, you're leaving the people.
Yeah.
That's really good perspective. So you've done all of these things in all of these industries. Which one's been your favorite?
HeroDevs is my favorite.
Tell me why. What's your favorite?
You know what? I always like to say that because the thing I say when I'm asked this question is I always name the company I'm working for, because if I wasn't happy, I don't think I would be in the company. And I'm always trying to build my career in a way that I'm enriching my life in the way of I want to be with my next company will be, a better place for me. And I feel like HeroDevs has been this company for me. I really like the people I work with. I like the project I'm assigned with. And I think we just have a lot of things in common in terms of being kind of on the same page of why we're doing this and how we approach the technology and how we talk to people. Like just the way I see that we communicate to each other is, I don't think I've seen this before. It's just the next level of how people think. And I'm on the same level right now. I feel like in my self-development journey that I'm on right now, I think the people in HeroDevs are kind of, they match my vibe. So I really like that.
Fantastic. I feel the same.
Do you? Yeah.
I do.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. The collaboration level here is just stellar. It's amazing. Questions are always welcome. Working as a team, the teamwork dynamic here is really, really healthy.
Yeah.
Let's see. So you're working on FINRA now. FINRA is in the financial kind of department.
Mm-hmm.
Is there something about working in the financial industry that you like maybe more than others?
I don't really look at any industry in some specific way. The way I look at any job that I've had or contract that I've had is what kind of people I'm working with. It's really, the industry is like so secondary for me. It's almost like code is code. You know, you're writing code to support a financial industry, or you're writing code to support a medical industry, or it's waste management. I worked for a company that did that. But it's the people that you are supporting and you're automating systems for is what, you know, what's important for me. Like I worked with pretty amazing people. We're trying to streamline their processes of giving that support to companies who register with SEC. And I just want to make their job as easy as possible. And that's why we write software for them. So that's,
I like that.
really all that is.
Code is code. It's about the people.
Mm-hmm.
If you could give one piece of advice to a large group of people, what would it be?
Like philosophically about life, or
Whatever you want.
I think what's most important for me is family. And I believe that everything I do is for my family, for them to benefit. And change starts with family. Like if you want to change the world, start with your family. If you don't like something in the world, make sure it works within your family. And just treat people the same way you want to be treated.
That's really good advice.
Yeah.
So tell me, you I can see the pictures of the kids that you have on the wall behind you.
I promise there's not 6. There's only there. I think you can see 6 pictures, but there are only 5 kids.
Okay. So you do have a family.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want your kids to get into tech?
That's a good question. So my oldest son is 27. He's on his own. He didn't go into tech, although at the time when I was raising him, I really thought that was going to be a good career for him. And kind of up until maybe a year or 2 ago, that was one of my main preaching to my kids. It's like, just get into tech. If you don't know what to do, just get into tech. And right now, I'm kind of having a change of heart.
Tell me why.
And not because I don't want them to get into tech. I want them to get into tech. I think it's a great career, especially for women, because if we get to work from home and raise our family while we're doing this, it's really great. We're really good at managing both career and family. We're good at multitasking. We can do it all. But I think what's more important is for my kids to be happy. And I want them to find their own path. I want them to to be an adult and say, yes, my mom was a great programmer. Yes, she told us to maybe go into tech, but I chose my own path. And that's kind of what my son did. And I struggled with it for a long time. But now that he's becoming really successful in business, I'm getting like, oh my gosh, a person can still be successful without going into tech. And he's my child. Okay, fine. I think I need to reevaluate what I'm teaching the kids. And I still preach of getting good grades and going to school and doing well. Like that's their job, is to just learn. But I think in this day and age, you can have financial freedom, not just being in tech. There's other ways of being successful. And the last thing I want my kids is to be miserable doing something they don't like. Just do it for the money. So that's kind of my philosophy right now.
It's a great answer. Okay. I don't have any more questions. Is there anything else you want to share or talk about right now?
Yes. You know what? I was really excited when you asked me for this interview, because a month of March is Women's Month. Like, how cool is that? That is really amazing. Because growing up, since I am from Soviet Ukraine, coming back from Soviet Union, now Ukraine, we celebrated March 8th since I was a little girl. It was like February 14th, like Valentine's Day for us, but only for girls. We would get gifts from the boys in grade school, and, and boyfriends and husbands and fathers. The fathers would give gifts to, like, flowers and gifts to their daughters. So all of a sudden, I'm like almost 30 years in the United States, and this holiday is coming back only for the past maybe 10 years or so. It was not celebrated before, and I'm really excited about this, and I want more of it. And obviously my daughters, they all know of this holiday because that's just how we are. But a whole month of March now dedicated to women, I think it's amazing. It's great. And I wish more men would participate and take this holiday up, starting at least with March 8th, and then going all the way into the month of March to appreciate women. Start with their mothers, sisters, wives, daughters, all the way to grandmas or colleagues, because I want to give a shout out to my colleague Oleg. He sent me a little gift.
That's sweet.
In the mail. I was so excited to get it, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.
That's nice. And thanks for sharing that. I didn't know that about Ukraine. What do they call it? What do they call that holiday in Ukraine?
Women's Day.
Just Women's Day.
Yeah.
How do you say it in... Do they say it in English in Ukraine?
No, we just say happy March 8th day.
Okay.
Yeah, so everybody knows what it is. Yeah, everyone knows what March 8th is.
That's really cool. I never knew that.
Yep. Big deal.
Okay, thank you so much for your time. It's nice chatting with you, and thanks for sharing your experiences.
Thank you, Wendy. It was nice chatting with you too.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.